ano pa yung dapat nating pag-usapan when we talk of amnesty? Yung advantages and disadvantages of yung sa amnesty program of the government. So, one of the advantages, as I have already mentioned, is it extinguishes the criminal liabilities of a crime committed in pursuit of political belief. So, meaning to say, yung crime na rebellion is mawawala yon, as well as yung tinatawag nating accessory penalties. Ano ba yung halimbawa ng accessory penalties? That is the perpetual disqualification to hold a public office. Ibig sabihin, pag nabigyan ka ng amnesty, you can now apply for a government position if ikaw ay qualified. Unlike in pardon, sa napag-usapan natin, there is no automatic restoration of your right to hold a public office, as well as to your right to suffrage. So unless otherwise, if it is expressly provided in the terms of absolute pardon granted by the president. So ano yung isang disadvantages? In the grant of the amnesty of the president, yung nabigyan ng amnesty, although it restores yung civil and political rights ng isang grantee, but you are still liable for a civil liabilities na kinumit in pursuit of political beliefs. Let us say, merong injuries, merong nasunog na bahay. So, you are still liable to indemnify, na bayaran yung danyos na yon. So, that is the disadvantage na enumerate pagdating sa pag-grant ng amnesty. So, it does not erase the civil liability of the person, although it erases the criminal liability and the effects of the crime committed in pursuit of the political belief, but not the civil liability. So, committed to private persons. So, another advantages, as I have mentioned, is may mababalik yung civil and political rights. Ano ba yung civil rights na yun? Right to liberty. So, ibig sabihin, kung ikaw ay nakakulong, nag-apply ka for amnesty for the crime you committed, let us say rebellion, pag nabigyan ka ng amnesty, makakalaya ka because that laya is what we call a right to liberty. Ibig sabihin, that is your civil right, the right to liberty. That is under Article 3, Section 1 of our 1987 Constitution. So, what is the example of political rights? Right to run for election. That is a political right. Another is right to vote. That is a political right. Yang political rights na yan is automatically marirestore doon sa grantee once na nabigyan siya ng amnesty ng ating presidente. So, mind nyo, when we talk of pardon, walang automatic grant of civil and political rights. Although, makakalaya siya, pero when it comes to right to vote, right to public office, hindi automatic yun. Hindi automatic. So, another disadvantage of the grant of amnesty, the filing of the application for amnesty does not automatically result in the grant of amnesty. Ibig sabihin is dadaan pa sa proseso. Merong proseso yan sa pag-apply for amnesty. Hindi ibig sabihin, porket nag-apply ka ng amnesty is automatically igagrant ng presidente yan. Meron pang proseso. Meron pang publication. Meron pang may mga opposition pa yan. So, merong proceedings yan. Kaya, the application for amnesty does not automatically result to the grant of amnesty. Okay? Another advantages of sa pag-apply ng amnesty, in the application for amnesty, you are required to execute a sworn statement. So, ano ba itong sworn statement na ito? So, ang sworn statement na to is dapat mong i-narrate or you have to admit yung participation mo dun sa crime na i-charge sa'yo in pursuit of your political belief. But ang kagandahan niyan is yung sworn statement mo will be treated as confidential in character. Why? Kasi hindi yan available for the prosecution, or yung sworn statement mo na yon is hindi pwedeng gamitin na ebidensya laban sa'yo. Mag-grant man yung application mo for amnesty or the application for amnesty ay madi-deny, then the sworn statement is not admissible in evidence in court and it is not available for the prosecution of the case. So, another advantage is yung sa pag-apply sa amnesty, isa sa requirements is if you have a firearms, you have to surrender that firearms. Ini-state mo yan sa application for amnesty. So, in surrendering the firearms and other explosives, when you are applying for amnesty, yang sinurrender na firearms or that and even the explosives ay hindi pwedeng gamitin na ebidensya to file a case for illegal possession or firearms and ammunition or explosives. So, yan ang isa sa advantages ng amnesty. Hindi pwedeng gamitin na ebidensya yung firearms na sinurrender mo as well as yung mga explosives na yon. So, ngayon, ang tanong naman is, who may file? Sino yung pwedeng mag-avail ng amnesty program of the President under Proclamation number 405 and 406? Number one, those members of 𝐼LF and MNLF who have committed crimes in pursuit of their political beliefs prior to the issuance of those proclamations. Ibig sabihin, ang pwedeng mag-apply under that proclamations are members of the 𝐼LF, members of the MNLF who have been committed a political crimes. Members ng ibang grupo or members of the New People's Army are not included in the Proclamation 405 or 406. But take note that notwithstanding the fact that you are a members of the 𝐼LF or MNLF, kahit membro ka ng 𝐼LF or MNLF, wala tayong blanket grant of amnesty. Ibig sabihin, hindi automatic. You have to apply. And dadaan talaga yan sa proseso. And take note that those crimes na ina-applyan nyo for amnesty that you may have committed is dapat yung crimes na yon were committed prior to the effectivity of the proclamations. Ibig sabihin, the effectivity of the proclamation, the issuance of the proclamations of the President ay November 22, 2023, if my memory serves right. So, ibig sabihin, those political crimes committed prior to that proclamations ay pwedeng ma-avail for your application for amnesty. Pero, if you committed a crime of treason, rebellion, and other political crimes after that issuance of the President ay hindi covered ng proclamation. Hindi covered yan. Hindi mo pwedeng applyan ng amnesty under proclamation number 405 or 406. That's one. The second one is applicants who have been previously applied for amnesty under the previous proclamations pero hindi nila na-meet yung deadlines for the submission of the application for amnesty, they are still qualified to apply for amnesty program of the President under 405 and 406. Kasi meron na din kasing previous proclamations na inisyo prior to proclamation 405 and 406. Like for example, the issuance of proclamations of the former President Duterte. Meron din kasi siyang inisyo na proclamations for amnesty to the members of the MILF and MNLF. If you filed an application under that previous proclamations pero nag-lapse na yung date of filing, you can still file an application for amnesty under Proclamation 405 and 406 of President Marcos Jr. So, those are the qualified to file an application for amnesty. I repeat, number one, members of the MILF and MNLF who have committed crimes in pursuit of their political belief prior to the issuance of the Proclamation 405 and 406. Number two, applicants who previously applied for amnesty under other proclamations but failed to meet previous applications deadlines may still apply under these proclamations. So, ang pangalawang next question is, who are disqualified to apply for amnesty under Proclamation 405 and 406? Under Proclamation 405 and 406, those members who have been granted an amnesty under the previous proclamation of the President, you can no longer apply for amnesty under these new proclamations, the 405 and 406, except if you applied for amnesty under previous proclamations but you failed to meet the deadline for submissions, you can still apply for the amnesty under Proclamation 405 and 406. So, yun yung dalawang instances na qualified to apply for amnesty program of the President. Now, who are disqualified? I know I have already mentioned this, no? Na-mention ko na ito, but for the sake of reiteration, para mas lalong mag-sink in, no, sa isip natin yung sino-sino yung disqualified. Number one, those who have been charged for violation of anti-terror law of 2020. Second, those who have been committed crimes against chastity. Ano ba yung chastity, crimes against chastity? Acts of lasciviousness, seduction, rape, although rape, it is no longer a crime against chastity, it is now a crime against persons, but it is still covered by the disqualification to avail an amnesty program of the President under Proclamation 405 and 406. Ibig sabihin po, even if you committed those crimes in pursuit of your political belief, you are still disqualified because that proclamation is specifically excludes yung mga crimes ng rape, hindi pwede, kidnapping, torture, forcible abduction ay hindi pwedeng applyan ng amnesty.